Hey YouTube, Spencer again. I am gonna talk to you today about philosophies. This is day three of How to Be a Millionaire. Again, I might change the name later. Probably gonna, I'm probably gonna, yeah. Anyway, so why do this? My philosophy. So my philosophy is that money is does not bring happiness. Money just helps along the way. It's a I think I said previously, it's a lubricant. It's a lubricant for in life. To have a lot of it just makes it so that it's it's just easier to live. If we look at income and things like that, anything over $70,000, it says a year doesn't really increase happiness, and I'd like to find that out. So yeah, and the reason why I want to do this is because I want to affect change in my world, my life. So I want to make enough money that if I see a project or see something that I could possibly I can help out with money, then I can give. That's one thing. Another thing of why is I like I like nice stuff. That's just what it is. Luxury and whatever, but liking nice stuff isn't horrible. I'm not trying to screw anybody over or anything like that. It's just, yeah. So there's other reasons why. I grew up in a household that the people or the people, my parents didn't really, and to this day don't really know how to deal with money. So it's been a hot spot for my family and I, in general. Not between us, but just why are you doing this with this and why are you doing that? And I want to actually also provide for my folks too. I mean, they sacrificed a lot to get me to where I'm in, so I want to try to give back. Yeah. So the philosophy is a journey. So I read this book in it's a nonfiction book called Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. I think I talked about this before. And one of the things, becoming a Knight's Radiant, they have to say these words called, or say these oaths. And the first part of one of the oaths is life before death. And that's what I'm trying to believe. I've had issues with suicidal ideology and stuff like that. Journey before destination. So I I have also looked at. I didn't think that the journey was worth it. I thought like just getting there, just getting to a million versus the journey of it, right? I didn't realize that getting the process of becoming a millionaire changes you in a way of which, for better or for worse. I don't know what those changes are. I've only seen them on the internet. I've done a lot of just research on people that are financially wealthy, or well, we can get in what wealth is and stuff like that later. But so yeah, it's for me. I've changed my mindset about what a journey is, and that's what I am. Uh, that's what I'm starting. I've started it with this this kind of podcast slash YouTube thing, of just documenting my journey and showing what I'm doing. These first few episodes, I'm just keeping a promise to myself. And then once I kind of get out of the current situation of school, then I will start doing more and more. But I want to first start keeping promises, because I haven't really been keeping promises to myself. I know my potential. I know what I'm capable of, and it's a lot more than what I have right now. But I just have to. I have to get through a lot of things, and I am gonna show that journey because I want to, one, document it for myself and just show that, hey, I'm keeping promises to myself because I'm not used to that, and then also, or maybe help somebody else, because I want this to be a different way. I want this to be a different thing than just going on YouTube and finding, you know, people that already have the money. I want to show the day in and day out of me actually working, or actually just my philosophies and things like that. I'm not sure where this is gonna go, but I want to just show it. You know, So yeah, that's my plan. So that's the journey that I want to have. I want to enjoy it. I listen to and watch Gary Vee a lot. He talks about happiness and what that happiness is and things like that. I'm looking for that also. I haven't really been happy where I have been or where I am right now, in school. If, kind of thinking about it, I kind of should have left, 2 to 3 years ago, but I wanted to stay in and just push through, and get my degree, because a lot of things have been, kind of riding on it, right? I joined the military for it. I went to Iraq kind of for going to school, and if you look at it like as a macro thing, of I joined the school to get money for I joined the military to get money for school, and then all the things happened, and then I'm having trouble kind of coming back to civilian world to do that. So I want to just get to that point. I just want to show the journey, show that it's possible, talk about mental health, talk about all the things that are not just the money aspect of it. Uh, because the money aspect I don't have yet, but I have I've experienced dealing with my own bullshit, and I want to bring that out and kind of accountability mirror, like we talked about, a David Goggins thing. But this is, on the internet and just showing, and hopefully, uh, I think that I will get there. It's just a matter of time, which is a very powerful thing in my brain. It's just a matter of time for me to get to the million. Um, but I have to slow down myself a lot, because I start imagining and I start saying, oh, well, what happens when this happens? What happens when that happens? And then, I try to plan for the future, and I just can't. I shouldn't. So, yeah. But the journey is the most important part. Life is a journey, right? Between life and, like, you're born and death. There's something in between that, and that's the journey of what you're going through. So my thing is that I'm gonna make the journey the best I can, and live off of my terms and what my reality is and what I want it to be, versus letting stuff happen to me. Because recently, not just recently, but pretty much my whole life, I'm 32 years old. I've let things happen, and I haven't really been proactive. So I want to get out of that and get to the point of which I'm controlling my life. So there's going to be a lot of talk about control in the later episodes of this, of just what control is and what I can control, right? I can only control the stuff myself. I can't control other stuff. Okay, so then philosophies about happiness. Happiness is key. It's all about happiness for me. I've lived in depression way too long. I've lived in a place in my brain that I, you know, I don't want to for way too long. So therefore, I'm gonna go for happiness. I mean, because there's why 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 do anything different? I mean, it's yes, I can. If this money thing is there, whatever. But if I'm happy on the journey, and that's taking me to the place of which I get to the million, then that's what it is. If I get, I don't. My happiness comes from. I don't know yet. I mean, one of the things I do know though is I like helping people, so I want to set myself up so I can help as many people, and that's all I have right now of what really makes me happy of what I want to do. I mean, I like video games, I like creating them. That's my happy place also. But at the same time, I want to expand myself and figure out what else is because really haven't been living. I've been, on the computer playing video games, just gaining weights, doing a whole bunch of stuff. So, but my entire goal is to create this happiness. At the end of the day, yes, there's some places which I have to kind of not be happy, but the end goal being happiness has changed the way that I look at life, and trying to be happy every day in and day out. Currently, I'm not really that happy because I'm in school and I know I just need to get out, but I got 11 days now, to get out of school. So, putting it down and for just getting the stuff in. So yeah, that's my philosophies. Philosophies about life. So life is something that's in other countries is super cheap. In America, it's not. Well, depending on we can. That's a big topic, but life is uh, my reason for living is to affect and to know like, hey, I'm a good person. I can help people out. And that's what I'm meant to do. I was a medic in the army, so I'm not a medic anymore. I don't do medicine, but I just know, like, I want to do, life. Life. I want to have a life. I want to do things, and That's a lot of uh, kind of who I am, um, and what I. Let me get my thoughts. So, life for me uh, is I've seen it. I've seen how cheap it is in Iraq and how kind of other people are treated. And I think that it's a huge thing to know how I'm not religious, but how fortunate or privileged or whatever however you want to see it is to be somebody that was born in America. Yes, I'm black, and yes, there are issues surrounding that in America, but the simple fact of which, um, being born here versus being born somewhere in Africa, like, the DRC right now, the Republic of Congo, they have Ebola right now, right? Um, there's wars all over the the Africa and the Middle East and things like that. So it's super fortunate that I was born here, and I want to take advantage of that, and hopefully bring change, as much change as I can to the world, because I think that some people are good and some people are bad, and my thing is that a good person with money is someone that helps the world out. The bad person with money just uses the resources and gets richer and richer without understanding what they might understand what they're doing. They just don't care what they're doing. So I think that's a thing that's coming. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it here today. I kind of just went off track a little bit, but I just trying to, yeah, I just want to have this discussion. I'm just uploading every day, and I'm not worried about quality. I'm just, like I said, keeping a promise to myself of every single day I'm going to post something. I'm going to talk about something, and eventually maybe the videos will get better and better. I'm just, this is more documentation. If you watch, it's great. But I'm documenting, so in the future me, I can look back and say, oh, look at my time back at this place, and but then also just, hopefully if somebody watches it and go on this journey with me, let's communicate and, like, talk to me, and we can share best practices. One thing I think my first my the I'll talk about this in the next video a little bit more, but my first thing I'm going to try is Amazon FBA, because I think that kind of fits my the way that I kind of go. I don't. It fits my understanding. It's, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later on, or the way that I kind of deal with life. So, y'all have a good day. Thanks for watching, if you're watching. And cool. Have a good day. Bye.